Hello, Recapers. Today's movie begins with Elvira and her sister Alma, along with their widowed mother Rebecca, traveling to their new home in a French suburb. When they arrive, they are welcomed by a man named Otto and his beautiful daughter Agnes, who invites them inside. Within minutes, Otto and Rebecca get married. Agnes shows Elvira around the house and introduces her to Izich, a stable boy who takes care of the horses in the barn. Afterwards, Agnes takes Elvira to her room, where she shows her some of her expensive jewelry and clothes. Seeing this, Agnes feels happy that her mother has finally married a rich man, and that they can now live a comfortable life. From the window, she can see the tall castle and dreams of becoming the princess of the Swindleland Kingdom, a dream she has had ever since she found a book with the prince's poetry. In the evening, while the family celebrates their marriage, Otto throws a piece of cake at Elvira's face. The women laugh awkwardly, as if it's a joke, until Otto suddenly struggles to breathe, has a heart attack, spits blood, and dies. The next morning, Elvira brings coffee to Agnes's room, and tries to comfort her by sharing a story about how her family moved on after their father died. Agnes, however, lashes out, saying Elvira has no decency, and that if it weren't for her mother's money, her father would never have married her. Hearing this, Elvira rushes outside to tell her mother that the Otto family has no money, unaware that the husband's family shared their possessions, and that they only have a few coins left. Her mother collapses in tears, unsure of what to do next because no rich man would want to marry her now. She's too old and has 2 daughters. Elvira promises to marry the prince, but Rebecca tells her to look in the mirror as a reminder that she is too ugly to be a princess. The next morning, news from the castle arrives, and Elvira quickly rushes outside to hear the messenger's message. The king and his son, Prince Julian, are inviting all the noble virgins to a ball at the castle. After receiving the invitation letter, Elvira can't help but fantasize about moments with the prince. Her mother learns about the invitation and immediately calls a doctor to help prepare her daughter for the ball. First, the doctor will remove her braces, then he plans to reshape her nose and remove the lump to make her look more beautiful. Rebecca agrees to pay double for the aesthetic surgery. Rebecca chooses the shape of the nose she wants for her daughter, while the doctor begins taking out the braces without any pain relief. Then, the doctor uses a chisel and hammer to cut through Elvira's nose, causing her to scream in pain. Her mother watches with satisfaction, while her sister looks on in horror. At the training center, different maidens are enrolled to learn how to be charming princesses and make the prince fall in love. Elvira sits alone, some rope tied to her head to support her newly tamed nose. Madame Sophie enters and tells the girls that she and another lady will oversee the selection process. Those who perform well will pass the first class and be selected to attend the ball. She reminds them that not only the prince will be there, but also all the rich men across the land, so if they don't get the prince, they might go home with another wealthy family. The class begins with learning to dance like a princess. When the instructor turns and sees Elvira's face, she shrugs and tells her to move to the back, calling Agnes to take her place. During dinner, Elvira is served a lemon portion, while everyone else feasts on rich food, including Agnes. Agnes tells Rebecca she has chosen a date for her father's burial, but Rebecca says there's no money for that now and they must wait until after the ball, when Elvira will marry the prince. Angry at this, Agnes reminds her that the medication to make Elvira look beautiful was expensive, while her father's body is rotting in his room. Rebecca replies that some things cost money, but her father's funeral shouldn't, since her daughters are also his children. She will share some of her clothes with them. Agnes angrily leaves the table to pray to her father, only to find his body already decaying. The following days are filled with training sessions, including balancing a book on the head and greeting the prince. The list of girls who passed the training and advanced to the next round is posted. Some girls are excited, others leave sadly. Elvira checks the list and is shocked to find that a name was canceled for hers to be added. She smiles with satisfaction, still fantasizing about the prince. In the next class, the instructor shows a special dance move and asks who can do it exactly like her. Everyone raises their hands, including Elvira, who is picked to demonstrate. After a few moves, the instructor stops the music and calls Elvira a failure, saying she doesn't like her at all. She claims that if it weren't for the bribe her mother paid, Elvira wouldn't have made it this far. The instructor then calls Agnes and 2 others to show the moves, while Elvira cries in a corner. That evening, Elvira tries on some of Agnes's clothes, but she's too fat for them. The next morning, during a meeting with Madame Sophie, Elvira admits she feels hopeless because she's too ugly and fat, and the prince won't look at her twice. Sophie says this isn't true, seeing much of herself in Elvira, and offers her something to help. She rides with her sister to the woods and shows her the gift, a tapeworm that will help her get slim and beautiful, making her impossible for the prince to ignore. After losing weight, she can drink an antidote to remove the worm. Sophie begs her sister to keep it a secret. Alma thinks this is too extreme and rides home, ignoring Alva's calls. Later, Alva swallows the pill containing the tapeworm. That evening at home, Alva hears noises from the barn and goes to check. To her shock, she sees the stable boy and Agnes making out. The next morning, Elvira watches as Agnes is dragged out of her room by Rebecca, who has discovered what happened the night before. She takes off her necklace and tells Agnes she's lucky she's not being thrown out of the house. From now on, Agnes has no rights and will work as a slave in the house. Agnes watches through the window as Isaac is thrown out of the house naked. 3 months later, Elvira can finally take off her mask, revealing a very beautiful, straight nose that her mom admires so much. She now looks slim and fit thanks to the worm she ingested. Looking out the window, she sees Agnes working as a slave, milking the cows. Next, Elvira undergoes another gruesome aesthetic surgery, where she is forced to keep her eyes open so the doctor can install eyelashes. She screams in pain while the doctor promises she will look very beautiful this time. At night, Elvira can't sleep because of the pain and because her eyes are covered. When she gets hungry, the tapeworm inside her needs to eat. She goes to the barn to find something to feed on. Since she can't see well, she gets scared by a noise behind her and hides. It turns out to be Agnes, who takes pity on her and offers her some food. The next day, during class, the instructor finds Elvira attractive enough to lead the next choreography. At home, she eats uncontrollably, and Agnes, now a maid, helps her with everything, including reading her favorite poetry. When Elvira starts brushing her hair, she is terrified to find it falling out and runs to her room to hide. Meanwhile, her mom has a visitor who brings a special gown to make her look exceptional at the ball. While checking the gown, the man notices Elvira's hair loss and poor condition. Her mom sees this too, noticing her scalp because of the hair loss. Not wanting to know the cause, the man simply brings out a wig and places it on Elvira's head to cover her shaggy hair. That night, Elvira eats like crazy while Agnes is in her room checking on her favorite gown, secretly planning to go to the ball. Elvira sees this and gets jealous that Agnes will be at the ball, so she grabs Agnes's gown and tears it to shreds. Rebecca hears the noise and comes to separate the girls. Agnes leaves the room, while Rebecca assures Elvira that Agnes won't make it to the ball because she has nothing to wear, and that Elvira will be the most beautiful girl there. She tells her to go back to sleep after giving her some potions. In the other room, Agnes is seen crying on her father's corpse when a bright light shines through. It appears to be the spirit of her dead mother, who helps her with a shoe and a dress to wear to the castle to meet the prince. At the castle, the maidens are introduced to the prince. Each comes out to dance and show their bosoms while their resumes are read aloud, so the prince knows what he's dealing with. When it's Elvira's turn, everyone is amazed by her beauty, wanting to dance with her. Even the prince's friend admires her. Every man cues to dance with Elvira, and when it's the prince's turn, he goes straight to her and asks for her hand. While they dance, Elvira feels tearful because the moment she dreamed of is finally happening. Suddenly, another maiden enters the ballroom, and the prince immediately ignores Elvira to dance with Agnes, right in front of her. This shatters Elvira's dream of being with the prince. She cries and feels sick, rushing out to vomit. To her shock, it's the eggs of the tapeworm causing her sickness. Her mom quickly helps her. Elvira cries, saying she's dying. Rebecca cleans her and tells her that other great men are waiting for her, and that she should pull herself together. Agnes spends the rest of the night dancing with different men but keeps seeing her mom drunk and laughing with multiple men. Worse, she sees Agnes dancing with the prince. Agnes quickly leaves the ballroom, and the prince chases after her. He returns minutes later to announce that any girl whose leg fits the shoe he holds will become his bride. That night, Elvira returns home filled with hatred toward Agnes and grabs a knife to stab her, demanding the shoe. As she tries to attack Agnes, Agnes moves away and knocks the knife from her hand. Agnes runs upstairs, but Elvira catches up with the knife ready to end it. Her mom hears the noise and tells Elvira to go back to bed. She says Elvira had her chance with the prince and must quit the act and sleep. It turns out her mom brought home a young man to spend the night. Seeing the shoe the prince held was Agnes's, Elvira tries to wear it, but it doesn't fit. She does the unthinkable, grabs a knife, places her toes on the table, and chops them off to fit the shoe. She yells in excruciating pain. The stable girl and Agnes rush to the room to see what's wrong. In pain, Elvira begs her mom to help fit the shoe on her foot. As she passes out from shock, her mom takes the knife and chops off the toes on her other foot. While unconscious, Elvira dreams of finally wearing the shoe perfectly. When she wakes, she finds all 10 toes are gone. Outside, a messenger announces that the prince is here, and all noble virgins should come outside to see who the shoe fits. Elvira can't walk, so she rolls down the stairs. She sees Agnes leaving the house wearing a nice dress. Agnes looks at Elvira one last time before going to meet the prince. The messenger says the shoe fits Agnes. Agnes will be the prince's bride. Elvira cries because she feels sad as she watches the prince leave without her. The stable girl finds Elvira and asks for the medicine to kill the tapeworm. She pours some milk into a bowl and helps Elvira drink it. A few seconds later, Elvira throws up blood as the worm starts coming out of her mouth. The stable girl pulls the worm out with strong force. The tapeworm is more than 10 meters long and wiggles on the floor. The girl picks up the worm and cuts it in two. Later, the girl goes to Rebecca's room to take some gold, but she finds Rebecca with a man. She ignores them and leaves. Later, the stable girl helps Elvira get out of the house. She holds Elvira's legs while Elvira moves with her hands. Then she helps Elvira get on a horse. Together, they leave the house and plan to cross the border to another town. And that's how our story ends. What did you think about the ending? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next breakdown.